Hello, beautiful people. Time flies when you're not making videos, am I right? I have missed you. It is the new year. I am sitting down to make a quick gift for my niece. She's turning 5, and she has her ears pierced, and she likes dangly earrings. She likes pink. She likes sparkles. I have a few other things to give her, but I was thinking of making what looks like birthday cake slices to make her little dangly earrings, and I think that would be really fun. If I were 5 and had my ears pierced, I would want that too. So I'm gonna just do that project with you. There are a lot of other YouTubers that make really great cakes. This is kind of a combination of things that I've picked up from watching other people make miniature cake, and I guess I have my own ways now of doing some things. So I have white clay. This is souffle. I like igloo, and this is their raspberry, the new color from this last year. And I am going to take souffle clay, and the way I estimate how much I need is I just look at what the finished product I want to have is and think I need a little bit more than that. So this is going to be a layer cake. We're going to have some circles. It's not going to be very big. Also, it's going to be enough where I have extras to sell. So I'm going to make all of them into earrings, and then I will have some cute earrings to go along into my shop. So all that said, we're going to start. I think we need about half of this. Oh, I should have cleaned my blade. That's not pretty. All right, let's pretend that didn't happen. We are going to mix the littlest bit of raspberry in because it doesn't take very much to color white clay. I'll be right back when that's done. This is still too light. I'm going to add another pea-size amount and mix it through again and see what we come up with again. Still pretty light. I'm trying to decide where I want to go with this. I kind of liked how it looked when it was swirly while I was mixing. So I think I'm going to mix a little bit more of this in, and then I'm going to take some and marble it through, and we'll leave it as a swirly pink for our project. That sounds great. Okay, I like this shade of pink. I think it looks good next to the white. You can see that I haven't fully mixed this one, so it's swirling. I'm going to add a little bit more to it. There's a 3-year-old crying behind me, so I'm going to pause this so you don't have to listen to that. And I'm going to keep swirling my clay. All right. Okay, she's quiet. Oh, I thought she was quiet. We are going to do something. I haven't tried this for a little while, but I like marbling by starting with more fine pieces of clay. And I thought, why just pink? I can also add white. Why are you screaming? All right, one more time. We are going to take some of the pink, some of the white, and I am going to run this together on a really thin setting on my pasta machine and make it really flat, thin. Make a really flat, thin stripe of clay. And then I'm going to stretch this out even more. And what's the best way to incorporate it? I think we're just going to wrap it around. And then we're just going to start smushing our clay. See how it's stretching? That'll be good. Let's put that there. And it's stretching and getting thinner. I like the thinner veins when you marble. I think this will be cool. And it was just that littlest bit of more pink and white. Twist and smush, twist and smush. Stop there. Well, it's still a pretty obvious. Now, it's not going to look like this in the cake. Where are we? Where's my focus? Okay. Fix that. We have a marble here. It's a little chunky. I'm going to stop there. I don't want to go too far, and I still have to flatten this into a sheet to cut into circles. So let's do that. I'm going to run it through the pasta machine. This is supposed to be a little cake, so I'm not going to do a number 1. I'm thinking well, maybe I'll start with a number 1 and then only do 2 layers. Maybe I'll do 3 layers. I think that's a 2. 1 is the thickest setting on my pasta machine. So if I do that, and then I have some frosting, and then I have a second layer, and then I have more frosting, that actually might be just the size I want. Now I have to decide what size circle we will be using. Now the size circle that I'm choosing is based on the size piece of cake that I want. So I am going to need, it's going to be as long as what half of this looks like. So this I think is still too big for a 5-year-old. I want a more reasonable size cake. And is that too big? That might be. Is this too little? That would be a very little piece of cake, but it would be very cute. I'm going to start with the little one. 1, 2. I think that will be a good size for this particular cake because we don't want to weigh her down with huge slices, do we? Let's put that extra off to the side. I think I overmade how much pink I need, but that's okay because I can just use it for other stuff. We are going to use Primo Accents Frost White Glitter for our frosting. I think I'm going to take a whole quarter of that. Already got green on it. Where did the green come from? I don't know. Okay. Gonna pause while I mix and condition. It is all conditioned. See the pretty, can you see the sparkle in that? I don't know if it shows up on camera, but it looks good. Okay. We're going to take the same size cutter. I rolled this out onto a number 4, which is slightly thinner than our cake slices. And this will be a frosting layer. Like so. And now we just double check and we see, is this the size cake that we'll have hanging from her ear? Is that enough? It's not going to be the whole cake. I'm cutting this into slices. But I think they should be petite slices. Should the cake part be thicker? Should the frosting part be thinner? Maybe it needs a 3rd layer. I'm going to make the frosting thinner and put a 3rd layer of cake. That's my decision. So if we're going to do a 3rd layer of cake, I'm going to cut one more out. This will get worked back in, and now we need 2 layers of the white. stack these up. I didn't plan this video, by the way, so forgive me if I didn't take care of my hands beforehand. Okay, I like that cake much better. I think that'll work. We're going to cover this in frosting, which basically is just taking more of the white. But now it does look cool if I mix it with liquid clay, and it gives it a swirlier appearance. So maybe I will do that. Let me check and see. Sometimes the texture, you take the ball tool and you can swirl it around and make it look like it's swirly frosting. And sometimes the frosting, the clay isn't really soft enough to make it work well. So I may add a little bit of the liquid clay to this, and I'm going to do that now. What do we got? That's a white. Let's use pearl. It'll add a little extra sparkle. I'm sure I have a tool somewhere for this. You're supposed to stir. You probably need a stronger tool. Always stir. And what ends up happening is I stir, and then the tool I used has enough clay on it to do what I need to do. All right. That should be enough to soften this clay. And actually, mixing liquid clay in makes it really strong. Wiping that down. All right, this part's kind of messy. It's tempting to turn the camera off, but maybe you want to see how this plays out. Let's grab that was right next to the microphone. It's probably gonna be super loud. Let's grab some of this so we don't stick to our surface. This is gonna be goopy. I'm not running this through my pasta machine. I just have to put up with being goopy for a little bit. My hands are making this, well, my hands were already a little pink and I didn't clean it off, so now this is turning a slightly tinged pink, which is just fine. Goes with our theme. This is messy. It gets drier as it gets incorporated. And then the clay takes on a smushier, tackier. If you add a lot, it's almost like bubble gum. Now you can get a different ratio. You can get this to be like frosting that you spread. If you take more liquid clay and mix it through a lot of liquid clay to less of the polymer. Well, I guess they're both polymer clays, but less of the, solid clay. So now if I take this and I use a ball tool on the surface, I can make it look gummier. Is this what I wanted it to look like? We're gonna work this out. This is how I make my cakes. I don't really take the time to, I like that texture that's coming through from the sparkles. So how I make my cakes is I do not take the time. Some people will cut this into slices, texture the slices, pre-bake them, and then frost each slice. And I'm not gonna do that. Maybe I should. What do you think? I do pre-bake a lot, but I don't know if I want to right now. That takes time, double baking. And her party's this afternoon. So I'm gonna run this through the pasta machine and get a nice sheet. Let's see, I'll do a 5. And we will lay this on top, more like a fondant. So I just mold the sheet of clay around the cake, and then we'll trim the extra off the bottom. It does stick. This clay is very sticky, so it will stick to its friend here. I'll stick to the meat. I just want to make sure we don't get too many air bubbles in there. And if you're watching this, Angeline, hi. Love you. Okay. Slice. I'll clean it off. I'm just going to get the bulk of it off, and then I'll clean the edges. It's very soft, so I can't just run my blade through like I would if I were trimming the clay back as it is straight out of the package, you know? So we will just keep on keeping on. Turn a little much off there. Okay. I still say okay a lot. Time off has not changed that. Let's see. Do we want to make this a swirly piece of cake? It's kind of a nice finish here. Is it a nice finish here? What if I think I have an air bubble in there. What if we keep it smooth and add little frosting details, and then we don't have to here we go. My hands are a mess. I'm gonna have to go wash those. So let's see, if I were to pipe frosting onto this cake, what would it look like? I take a roll of clay and just start twisting it. Is that enough? I don't know. These hands are sticky. I'm gonna go wash these, and then we're gonna finish our cake. That feels better. I don't know if I'm gonna do the roly-polies. I think we'll cut it and we'll texture it and we'll bake them. We have to also remember to put the wires in. That's another part. So, here we go. I used to be much better at this. I'm gonna do this over here. Should we zoom in? Maybe I'll do it. Where does it feel good to do? Right there. And Where's my zoom? Okay. Is that close enough? My head's in the way. Wait, I didn't clean my blade. Not that this is the best way to do it, but hey. Okay. One. Does that look like halfway? Two. Three. Four. Now, if the way you cut pizza is okay, we're going to divide these up, and this piece and this piece are a pair, right? I don't know. Take the similarly sized ones and make them into pairs. There's a pair. There's a pair. So we have little piece of cake. I think this is the one I'll give to Angeline. I'm gonna finish these later. Okay. Texturing. I need my needle tool, which I never have when I need it. Maybe I'll use this. The etching tool. Let's see how the etch and pearl goes. Is that too zoomed in? Are we never gonna see it? You just scratch. Needs a needle. So you scratch the parts that are cake. Just like light circles, crisscrosses. You can go at all angles, but it makes it a cakey texture. That side. That side. That's it. And then to do the frosting, you come in with a, do I need my smaller? I'm going to get the smaller one. Never have these things when I need them. I think I share with my kids too much. There it is. This has a much, where are we? Much finer ball stylus here. Are we still on camera? I can't tell. Okay. And you just swirl with the ball side gently, because I don't want to crush the other side of texture that I just did, but it adds just a little bit of you see that? It'll all come together. I'll do these sides too. I have to texture those in a little bit. We'll come over here. Okay. That looks like cake. Do this one. This would be a good point to just talk to you about how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty good. Holidays are always a crazy time. I expect more videos for myself. I think I've settled into a good routine here, and I need to make more things, want to make more things, but I need to make more things. So this is a good place to document and keep it going. I think it'll be a lot more of hey, I have this thing I need to make, which it usually is, right? That's what we do here. And I will make what I need to make and take you along with me. We had any sprinkles or something on this cake? I don't know. Maybe that would overdo it. We got extra crumbs coming off. That's okay. All right, next we gotta swirl it. Are we still on camera? I forget to check. Oops. I just love making things for little girls' birthday parties. Polymer clay is perfect for so many things that make little girls happy, that I enjoy making too. But this doesn't really fit in with my usual line of products. People do love the cakes though. Alright, next I'm going to swirl the outside of each piece while trying not to damage the texture I just added. I'm just going to hold it very lightly. Let's see, we'll use this one. Add a little extra. Make it look like frosting was whipped. A little bit. Doesn't have to be over the top swirly, but it just adds enough to make it look like real frosting. Okay, I don't want to handle it too much more. We'll do a little more at the end. But there is one cake. Touch up a few scratches. Oh, I'm not on camera. This is kind of the back and forth of not pre-baking the piece, as I'm going to scratch a little more now that I've handled it. Okay, I think that's perfect, and we're going to stop. Can you see the difference? This might be helpful. Oh, I gotta get on camera. Can you see the difference in the two pieces? How much of a difference just that little bit of swirl on the frosting makes? Just makes it look a little bit more like a natural cake. Let's get this one done. The bigger side? I don't remember. Oops. Don't like that little fleck, whatever that is. Double check our crumbs. Now I will say it is challenging to do this without totally ruining all your texture. It's sticky and you will just have to keep touching it. There we go. What's next? I'm going to put some pilot holes in so that when I do drill see. Should I just make them? I'm going to insert wires and bake them in place. I'm going to pause and go get all the wires. I use titanium ear wires, and if you've ever used these, they have a soft matte gray finish, and I like to match the wires. I haven't actually found, it's hard to find a titanium finish wire. If you know of any, let me know in the comments because I want some. This wire looks a little jarbled. I think my kids got to it, but it's the one that I feel like most closely resembles what I'm going for. So I tend to use this when I need to match. What did they do? Okay. I should untangle this off camera. But I'm going to take a section of this and make it into what I need. I'm just going to do a wrapped loop and insert it in. The texture of the wrapped loop will hold the clay. I leave it very textured if I can, and sometimes I do a double loop just so that it's extra secure. I don't know. Maybe I don't need the double loop, but it just makes me feel better. So let's see. I don't know how well you can see this. I just take my wire and I go around. Is that enough? That's probably plenty. And I'm just going to wrap. There we go. And I leave those ends like this because I need new wire cutters. They aren't very effective anymore. So I leave those ends a little off because if they're, I don't like things pulling out. So got one of those, make another. Most of this is going to be buried in the piece of cake. I might even go shorter. I'm looking at those again, they're pretty tiny. So most of this is going to be buried in that piece of cake, and because of that I'm not going to worry about making this part match, but I like to have the loops be about the same. So the way to do that is to just remember around how far down you were on your plier. Does that look close enough? That looks close enough. And I'm going to wrap this side around. There we go. And we will trim. How do I want these to hang? Straight or at an angle? I think straight. And then the other thing to consider is that these are going to sit in her ear like this, and these are going to be, I'm not going to add a jump ring in between. So these are going to be crossed like this. So which way do we want the cake to face when they're in her ear? If I do it like this and like that, then the cake faces inside out. You have to think about which way you face these hoops, loops. And maybe I should have think off camera because right now I'm not sure. Maybe I do it at an angle. What's the best way to have cake facing? soon. Although, back with my decision. I think I am going to make an extra link between the earring and this loop because I want it to dangle more and be a little swirlier, because there's really no front or back to these, so I think it would just be more interesting and cuter if it had a little more movement. And so we're going to put these in, I mean, you'll see the direction. I don't know how to explain it. I'm first going to just poke a hole. And, oh no. I don't know where we went there. Are we still? Okay. Camera issues are always fun, huh? So we have a hole. Check this guy. Put another hole. Okay. And because oh, it's gonna take forever to get that out of the bottle. Ooh, I have a fresh bottle of Bacon Bond here. I know I should stir it, but I'm not going to. There it is. I'm gonna put a dollop right there, and another dollop right there. Right in the whole area. And now we're just going to insert these, and they are bigger than what the hole was. And I'm going to insert them with the loop at a different angle than what I want it to be. So it's in, I don't know if you can see this. It's in, and now I'm going to turn it, like locking it in place. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Let's zoom in. I'm not sure what you can see. So it's hard to see that extra, maybe if I put the shadow over it. There's this extra blob from where I put the hole, and I want the angle of the hoop to be like that, but I'm not going to put it in that way. I'm going to push it in with the hoop off from the angle that I want it to be, and just work that into the hole, which is smaller than what we have here. And now I'm going to turn it to set it, and then it won't pull out. That's how I do things. And you can even take your stylus tool, push some of that frosting back over, close the hole, and help press the clay along the thing. But also, you know, remember that these are earrings and you don't want them to fall apart, but they're going to not be pulled hard. I mean, at the point that they would be pulled hard enough to break these, your ear would probably be injured. So it would take like extra effort outside of the wearing situation for these to come apart. That's what I go for. I like things that don't fall apart. Okay. They're going into the oven now, and I will show you her finished present. They're cute. Okay, we're going to put these onto earrings. I said I would make better connections. There's a 3-year-old coming to visit me. Helen.
Welcome. This is a real toy. This is toy.
That's a nice toy.
Yeah. We're making your video.
I am. I'm making Angeline's present too.
Angeline's present?
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Coloring the cake.
Thanks.
The cakes. We're gonna make more of the cakes for her. It looks like every cake.
Yeah.
This is for the cake. Can you give me some cake when
Can I give you some cake, huh?
Yeah. Can
Hmm.
you put 3 of them?
Here, we're making loops. I don't know if I'm doing this the way I wanted to. Oops. Should I just find jump rings? Do I have jump rings that will coordinate well enough in terms of finish and size? Are these too shiny? Are they too shiny? Are they too big? Should we just use the tiny rings? Let's use the tiny rings. They look cleaner. I need better pliers. Here we are again. Found the pliers. So we will remember I'm on camera sometimes. Add the jump ring. Which way do we want this to go? Add the earring. And close it.
Mom!
Yes, Helen?
I know how birds
Close it up.
don't fly from it. You gotta fly over the
Oh, those are so cute. Okay. I'm glad we went with the extra dangle. We're going to open the jump ring, put on the cake. Where did the earring go? Put on the earring. Close it up. There we go. We have some little cake earrings. This is some of the stuff that I just love making. It's so fun. So if you're a mom or you give a lot of presents, polymer clay is just perfect. Look at that. So cute. So cute. Okay, I am happy with these. And I know it's hard to see from this angle, but I think they are just the right size and just the right amount of dangling. Okay, I'm gonna package these up and we're gonna go to a party. Thank you for watching. If you like watching me try to make stuff, please subscribe below. Click like if you liked this, and I guess you could click don't like if you didn't like it, but why would you do that? Comment, talk to me. I like getting to know you. I am back into the swing of things as of now, so I appreciate all the support and all the new subscribers I've gotten since I posted my last videos. Thank you for coming, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye.